somewhere in those conversations between Ken Mortimer and Governor Cayetano, came the idea that, all right, we'll give each one of these schools, in the governor's budget, we'll give each one of these schools $1 million to do with what as they wish. And so when Ken Mortimer asked me, well, what would you like to do with $1 million? And of course, the legislature has to approve. There's no guarantees that the governor's package will pass. I said, I'd love to start an entrepreneurship center. So one thing I did in the summer or spring, I think, of 1999 is, you'll be surprised to hear this, we held the first business plan competition then. It was sort of a proof of concept. Our mindset was, let's have a business plan competition. We've got support from folks who are venture capitalists and know about this stuff. We've got students who are bright and have lots of fun ideas. Let's have a competition and see what happens.
Winning the competition served as a springboard for my entrepreneurial journey in many ways. First, it gave me access to some people like the judges that I ended up following up with and getting to know well, and that really led to maybe my first kind of entrepreneurial gig, if you will. And from there, I started my own company, which was a consulting business, and I really relied heavily on the UH kind of network to do that. So I've been involved in shaping the future of Hawaii through East Meets West, Hawaii Angels, Blue Startups, quite a number of organizations that are pivotal here to bring resources to entrepreneurs and investments and bringing together our community. I think what's now happening in our community, again, is we're really seeing an influx of talent. So since COVID, we had a bunch of people move here, so the more people we can bring in, the better. And I think we've really seen a shift, and I hope that we'll continue to be a little talent magnet here in Hawaii.
When I got to law school, I was focused on trying to concentrate my studies on anything related to business. And it made sense to try to see what was happening at the Shidler campus, Shidler College. And that's when I came across the business plan competition and then decided to make a go out of it. And at the time, there were no accelerators, there were no incubators. The thing to do was business plan competitions. So I decided to work on it, and then we ended up winning first place. I think it's a natural progression of an entrepreneur. So it started Nano Green, which became Adama Materials when I was a student. My first investor for my first company came through a connection from PACE, and it was me seizing the opportunity to introduce myself, staying in touch, but not being a nag, yeah? You know, once a nag, you want to be adding value to the relationship. And so when the time came, this person wrote the first check and actually provided the fuel that it took to get through 2 years of a bunch of no's to eventually getting to the point where we were able to close a $4 million round. Startup Capital Ventures Crown, it's an early stage venture capital fund based in the Bay Area. It was actually founded by a guy who had deep Hawaii roots. So they were my first investor in Adama Materials. And so I've been affiliated with the company or the firm since 2008. We're on our third fund right now. It's called Startup Capital Ventures SBI. It's actually a joint venture with a Japanese financial services firm called SBI. So we manage a pool of capital. We invest in early stage, high potential, high growth technology companies. In my role as a VC, so I also sit on the Hawaii Venture Capital Association board. And then 10 years ago, I guess, when I first got involved with venture, I started a educational nonprofit company or organization called Purple Mai'a. So it actually kind of stems out of my experience as being an investor in the Bay Area, almost feeling out of place because there weren't that many people from Hawaii, let alone Native Hawaiians who were in the space doing VC work. And so I saw it as a cool honor to try to create more pathways and opportunities for our young folks.
So before the UH Venture competition, I had started Pono Potions just with wholesale clients, and the initial idea was really making a manufacturing business for our local syrups and just having a business-to-business model. And then during the competition, COVID had started, so we had to totally pivot and rethink our client base, see if a business-to-consumer model was viable. So the UH Venture competition really helped us solidify that idea, create a business plan, and coming out of the venture competition, we were able to get a lot more clients and also start up a retail business at farmers markets and eventually our store here in Chinatown. Winning first place at the venture competition came with a great cash prize, and that really helped us through COVID just gain the supplies we needed for our business. I think the main benefits of the venture competition, or what we took out of it the most, was definitely the mentorships from the local business people. We had really hands-on mentorship from another food company here in Honolulu, so we definitely took their advice a lot. And then I think it was gaining the confidence to talk about our business and learning how to pitch our business, which the venture competition did so well.
Turno is a marketplace that connects vacation rental hosts with cleaners globally. It didn't start off that way. Actually, using Hawaii as a base to test and perfect our ideas was a perfect launching place for this travel-related venture.
Turno right now operates in many different countries. We have 150 employees across Hawaii, the mainland, Europe, South America, and we're hoping to grow the business, bigger and bigger and expand our range of services and also the number of countries that we operate in.
The business plan competition really helped to shape our early strategy by formulating thoughts and financial models into a coherent idea that we could later execute on.
Yeah, so it's definitely been an interesting journey from a business plan competition participant to now helping the PACE mission on the board. It feels really nice to be able to give back, give students and aspiring entrepreneurs advice. I get a lot of satisfaction by talking to students and be like, hey, I think you can think bigger. You can do more than you imagine. Helping people fulfill their potential is very satisfying.
The ongoing support is important for a couple of reasons. When I first started supporting, I just wanted to make sure that entrepreneurs had a chance to show off. The ongoing support is important because we need to tell these entrepreneurs how giving this community is and how willing people are, especially in the business community, to help entrepreneurs, to support them. Personally, the reason I love mentoring students is because I hear all these wonderful, fresh ideas. It really helps me understand what's going on and what's happening in the world that I may not be involved in. Professionally, it helps keep us sharp. I have to say that I had no idea when I first started with this program that I would be with it this long and that this program has grown so tremendously. I'm always amazed when I drive by and see the Walter Dodds Rise Center. It's so exciting, and to see all of the program changes and the number of ideas and the people that have been involved.
My law firm, Vantage Counsel, offered a prize back in 2011 for the business plan competition winners and the second and third place finalists. And the idea is to help them get off the ground, offer legal services that could cost them thousands of dollars, because we really wanted the teams to do something. We valued the competition itself, but we also wanted to see some of them get off the ground. And I think this is really important for the university, but also the community as a whole, because it's part of the education of an entrepreneur. You don't learn entrepreneurship in a book or a classroom. You learn it in the field by doing something and through trial and error. I keep coming back and sponsoring the business plan competition and PACE because it's a lot of fun. Fun is an important ingredient of getting anything done, especially if it's difficult. Because if all else fails, you want to have fun. I also like working with students, and that's very rewarding, you know, seeing them grow, talking to them about their ideas, trying to encourage them. They need to have someone that believes in them. I remember a lot of teachers, a lot of mentors, and that's really the main thing that sticks out to me, is they actually believed in me, that I could do it.
PACE was instrumental in Turno getting off the ground, and I hope that it continues to be a resource for future students to test out their ideas and launch their dreams.